everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma, aka Flares, and today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. I love when creators recreate real life buildings in Animal Crossing. I think it's amazing. So today I'm going to try and recreate the Great British Bake Off tent on Animal Crossing, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it turns out something similar. I have been a massive Bake Off fan ever since the OG show on the BBC with Mel and Sue, Paul and Mary. It was just fantastic and still is fantastic. It's definitely a staple TV show that I go back to each year. So if you haven't heard of it, which I'm sure most of you have because it is that much of a massive hit, then essentially it's a baking show and the contestants try and make showstoppers and different things to try and be awarded Star Baker. So if you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. But that's what I'm going to try and do today. I'm going to try and recreate one of my favorite TV shows in Animal Crossing. So I'm going to pop up an image now. This is the reference image. As you can see, there's lots of counter areas for the bakers to do their baking, make their creations. And then at the back, there's kind of like the storage area with the bunting on the wall, the shelves, the kind of storagey kind of area where, you know, they put their stuff in the freezer and that sort of thing. And then it's all in this tent area, so I'm going to try and recreate that as best as I can, get some natural light in there, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will look something similar. We shall see. If you like the sound of that, make sure you stay tuned. Please remember to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel out. But let's get started. So here we are on Harv's Island, and this is where I'm going to be building. First things first, it's time to decide what flooring and walls to go with. For the flooring, I've decided to go with the cork floor, and then I've used the white paneling at the back as an accent wall, as this is kind of the feature. And then around the sides, I've gone for the black window pane wall, which is allowing that natural light, all of the sunshine and the trees outside, which I love. And then it's time to work on the main feature wall, which I've gone for the bunting, which is in the pastel color, which is perfect and kind of does match the reference image. Everything was kind of very like shabby chic and cutesy, so I'm trying to really incorporate that in the build. And so we're going to put it up the top, and then we're going to have lots of shelves. So I've got the wall shelf with the bottles, which is in the vintage colorization, which I love, a great 2.0 item. And then I'm going to add in lots of kitchen wall items. So I've got the pot rack and the magnetic knife rack, which I'm going to change to the wood color, which I just think is more fitting. And then just kind of placing them around, try and figure out where looks best. The pot rack kind of, yeah, so I think if we put the pot rack in the center and then have the wall shelves either side, we've got lots and lots of storage items, which is very similar to what we're trying to achieve. In the reference image, there was a nice archway at the back of the storage area, which I don't have any custom designs for, so I'm going to use the wood partition to replicate that. And then it's time to decide what counters to use. I personally think that the counter tables are perfect for this. I don't have a cutesy pastel color variation, so I'm going to use the white and the wood to use this. So we'll put a couple of these at the back, maybe each side, and then we can have something else in the middle. I think the ranch kitchens would work really nicely here with the white and the wood. They match the counter tables nicely. I'm a bit disappointed that they're not bright pastel colors like in the reference image, but this is probably the best I can do, and I think it still looks good. So I'm going to go with these for also the workstations for the bakers. So they have their each individual workstation where they can create their bakes and make them look really, really nice. Now we have the basics down, the tabletops and things, it's time to decide what to add on top. So I'm going to go for lots of baking utensils and appliances. I've added in the mixing bowl, which I think is perfect. I'm not going to try and make it too samey. I want to add some interest to the build, so I'm going to have each individual station having some different items on. I've gone for the stand mixer in the light blue colour because I think it's the closest pastel-y version and closest to the reference image, so I really like that item. I'm going to add in the classic picture. I'm going to do this in just the plain white, so I'm just going to rotate it background. Not sure what cooking item would be in that, maybe some milk or something, but I thought it was fitting. And again, the cream sugar, it's just a really nice item, very cutesy. I'm sure they're using sugar on industrial scales, not tiny amounts, but it's cute nonetheless. and some decorative bottles just because they are one of my favorite items from the 2.0 update, and they add a little bit of height, some differentiation at the back there, and then some, I always forget what these are called, jars, and then some jars in. So I've got the coconut oil and some jarred pickled fruit things. Again, probably not something you're going to put in a cake, but nonetheless, and they do come up with some weird concoctions, so we shall see. Some jam in there, because if you're making a classic Victoria sponge, what would that be without some jam? And some scales to weigh out the ingredients individually, again in that light blue colour, which works perfectly. Just trying to find some sugar now, because obviously they're going to need some cookie ingredients, and the sugar, probably the colorization of it fits better with the whole build. The flour would have been nice to use, but I prefer the packet on the sugar. And then I'm just trying to find some more items that I think are fitting. I kind of want to put a full complete cake in here, so I might use a mum's cake. The strawberry and flowers variation is really nice, and it does look like it's got showstopper capability. Maybe not deserving of a Paul Hollywood handshake, but it's still very nice. And then things are looking a bit bare in the middle here. This isn't from the reference image, but I love the lacy rug, so I wanted to add it. And then at this point, I thought I was done. I thought that was it, pretty close. And then I realized we need something in here next to the kitchen sink. So I'm gonna add in some dishes, because baking is messy business and you're gonna have lots of dishes to do at the end. So the dinnerware set looks perfect there. So here is the finished product, or should I say bake. This is what it looks like. I'm just showing you all of the little details here that I've added in. I know it's not 100% accurate to the reference image, but I've done my best with what's available to me. The countertops would have looked really nice in different colors, the pastel colors, and the wood partition is a bit of a kind of cop out. I should have really done some custom designs or something, I don't know, but I really like it. It's a very cute build, and it does remind me of the Bake Off, which is what I was going for. Let me know in the comments if you think this is worthy of a Paul Hollywood handshake. I've had so much fun recreating this build. If there is any other builds that you would like me to recreate, whether from a book, a television, film, whatever, I would love to hear them, so feel free to drop them in the comments. It really does provide a nice little break from working on your island and just have a bit of fun, which is what this game is about. So if you have any ideas, feel free to drop them below, and you never know, you may see them in a future video. If you have enjoyed the build, please remember to click the like button, and if you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? We would love to have you as part of the family. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye bye!